Hi there, I'm Johanna Lee, and today I wanted to talk about kind of my approach when I get a new set of data. So this was recommended by my good friend Tyler, so I hope you find this helpful. So anyway, I open up a spreadsheet, as you can see here. I always use Mockaroo. I'll put a link in the description if you'll ever find that helpful. And so this is kind of a messy data set. It's really common to see data like this where you'll kind of get this hashed out value because it doesn't fill the screen. So I have a hotkey video for this that I'll link above, but the first thing that I do is I'm going to expand the columns to kind of see the full picture here. The second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make this into a table. So you can kind of select all the data by Control A and make it a table by Control T with headers, or you can just filter the data. So I don't really want to make it an official table at this point. I just want to filter the data. So I added the filters at the top here, and kind of the things that I'm looking for at first is going to be blanks. So what I'll do is I'll look into each of these and see, are there any blanks? And I don't see any there. I don't see any there, and I go all the way to the bottom, and here we are. There are some blanks. So these are things that I look for right away for blank data sets. Another really easy way to do this is to create a pivot table and then look from that way as well. And so now I know, hey, I need to follow up. There are 75 of these fields that actually have blanks. And so that's kind of the first thing that I'm looking for is blanks and omitted data, and like whether I can actually use this data set with those omissions. So that's kind of the first thing that I'm looking for. Like I said, another good way to do this is to create a pivot table. I'll try to do a pivot table tutorial for that, but I can just show you it really quick. So I have my pivot tables on my hotkey ribbon there. So as you can see, if I click on first name, I'll be able to kind of scroll down similar fashion, just a little bit easier because it's in table form, and it's always going to be at that bottom here. So if I see blank, that means that there are omissions. Another way that I can kind of look to see how many there are is I'm just going to pick any other field and I'm going to pull it here and I'll say count. So count of email, count of gender, count of anything. Unless it's a number, it'll work for you, and you can just say count. So there's 75 that are blank there. So that's kind of the first thing that I'm looking for is blank spaces in the data set, and whether that's necessary for me to kind of continue on. The second thing that I look for is dates. So as you can kind of like scroll through here, I see they kind of look very similar, but I'm not entirely sure because of formatting whether they are doing it correctly. So if I go to my date fields, what I can see here is that anything that actually is formatted as a true date will kind of collapse into these years, months, and date format, which is great. That's exactly what we want. But as you can see here, this text, that means that this is a text formatted date. So if I click on that to kind of see what's going on here, I can see, oh, hey, there is like a apostrophe here. So if I kind of omit that and then clear that out, what I can see is that's gone, and it's now going to be collapsed into the date that it actually was. So dates are really important, and you won't be able to kind of like pivot the date detail well or really look for like month or quarter or year trends if you have formatting issues in your date column. So the first thing is blanks, second thing is dates. The third thing is for, a length of data. This is really common with employee numbers, telephone numbers, certain things that you expect it to be a certain amount of digits. So for example, this account, these should be 36 fields in total, or 36 characters in total. So what you can do to test that is you can add a column, which I just did, and then length. And so I want the length of that text, and so I see 36, and I go down 36, same thing. And so what I want to know though is has there been any issues with dropping of numbers? Very common thing that will happen is if you have leading zeros, so say your employee number is like 00123455, it will drop it in Excel. And so it's a really good idea to kind of look to see if the columns that have that amount of data are actually, what they should be. So if I look at the filter here, I can see that there are actually 2 fields here that are not their full amount. So I know for a fact that these are wrong. They should be 36. So I'll want to follow up with the client, or if it's you, kind of double check to see how your data was transferred. So like I said, really most common with employee numbers, things with leading zeros. If you have telephone numbers that are like 1, that start with like the area code, or that start with the country code, that's also something to kind of take a look at, is like the length of the field in the detail. Another cool thing about this is if you think that you have leading white space in a text, so if I have like this, it's going to change my number here to 38, and that's because it has leading white space. So kind of those spaces at the beginning, those won't look good from like a pivot table perspective, or like doing your analysis on things like that. And so it also picks up leading white space, which is definitely something to look out for. So that is the third thing. I'll give you guys a fourth thing. I really like the 3s, but another thing, as I was kind of looking here, is I also looking for, so say I want the first 3 digits of the IP address. So what I'll do is I'll say left and 3 digits, and I'll pull that down. And I'll see, so for example, I used to audit some things that were IP addresses. And so, if it started with a 10, it meant this. If it started with a 150, it meant this. A 161, it meant this. And so that is a way that you can kind of like parse out data sets. I'm trying to think of other ways, if you have a telephone column, that's also, if you just want the area code, you can say left 3. And really just get that area code and kind of maybe pivot the detail based on that. I'm from North Dakota, and so 701 is the area code, and so I could kind of look at a data set and say like, oh, are there any like 701 numbers in this data set? And so that's kind of another way to analyze your data at the first go around. You'll start to kind of work through whatever tasks you're doing, but those are the things that I kind of really pay attention to when I first get a spreadsheet, is like the blanks, are the dates correct, are the things that I expect to be the exact numbers correct, like the employee or the telephone number. And then if there is kind of like some nuanced knowledge that you have about this data set, you can do a double check with the left or the right here. Another thing too, I see .org, .net, .com, so this is also something that I could do a write text and say 3, and I can see, there are some .me's in here, but I can kind of take a quick glance, because I'm doing that, to see, what am I working with, like what domains are going to be in my data set. So those are kind of the 4 main things that I look at initially before I pivot my detail and start working on trends for my Excel spreadsheet to see, what do I have to follow up right away. This also kind of saves you time if you have like a client follow-up and you don't have time to work on a data set maybe. I would definitely, download it real quick, make those couple of checks, and then you're all good, because it's embarrassing to be like, hey, it's 2 days later, and so you'll know that I just started on this project, but there's some blank data here, so just food for thought. But I think that those are kind of something that hopefully anyone can use and that you would find helpful. If there are things that you check right away when you open your data sets, just feel free to leave in a note in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. So like I said, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next